Welcome to Solutions Rising. I'm Rachel Branch, and once again, I am delighted to welcome Dr. Gloria Caballero Roca. In the summer of 2024, Dr. Caballero Roca became the Director of Programs for a program called Homework House, and she is going to share details about this program with us. We all know that early childhood education is of paramount importance in forecasting the likely life success of any child, and it is even more significantly important for every child in these very dire times, especially nationally, but also worldwide. Welcome, Dr. Caballero Roca. Gloria, so nice to
Good
have you here
morning.
again.
Thank you so much for having me back on your program. Thanks for the invitation.
Always, always. So we'll start off as we usually do. Would you just tell a little bit about your impressive background for our audience who haven't seen you before on Solutions Rising?
Oh my God. So, very shortly, I am Gloria Caballero. I am Cuban. I have lived in the United States since 1997. And here and abroad, I was able to, and very fortunate also to get two certificates, two or four two master's degree in Latin American Portuguese and cultural studies diversity. Those are the two master's degrees. And my two PhDs is in comparative literature, the history, fiction, and works of Alejo Carpentier and José Saramago. And the second one is on autoethnography, diversity and gender studies. So I have been a professor for over 20 years, let us leave it at that. And also I have taught at high school level here in the United States and abroad, both levels of education. Currently, I am the director of programs at the Homework House, which is a free after-school program here in Holyoke, where I have lived since 1997. And I am delighted, and it's an honor for me to have been invited to this program once again. Thank you so much, Mrs. Branch.
Well, I want you to tell us everything you can about Homework House, and I know it focuses on helping children become better readers and writers, and so I will let you please describe what's going on there in this wonderful program in Holyoke.
So first, I'm going to start off by reading the mission of our organization, being a nonprofit organization founded by two wonderful human beings, two nuns of the Order of St. Joseph in the year 2006. And those nuns were Sister Jane and Sister Maureen, who had this vision once they were visiting a program in California. So they saw that need in communities where they were already receiving support, giving support to children who were not performing at great levels. So they thought about Holyoke, the city where they were established, and extrapolated that idea into not only Holyoke, but also Springfield. So ever since it became, and this happened in 2006, but in 2007, the program started, full steam ahead and became a nonprofit. This is our mission. Homework House strengthens our community by promoting educational success through free, individualized tutoring and mentoring for children. Homework House fosters a culture for success for children in a safe, nurturing environment that builds on their inherent strengths and resilience. Children who attend Homework House come to view themselves as positive role models, capable of shaping their own future and that of their community and the world. And how do we do this? So Homework House follows the Holyoke Public School schedule, and we also get the support of many volunteers around the area. Being an after-school program, children are dropped off by the public school buses into our program. And we serve students from first through fifth grade. 6 years old through 11. We also get the support of 4 teachers that covered those levels. But the amazing thing about Homework House is that we also get a lot of help and love and support and partnership from the 5 colleges and from other colleges. I am going to mention them: Elms College, Western University, um, was Springfield College, Holyoke Community College, and also UMass Amherst, Smith College, Mount Holyoke College. It also, gets the support of members of our community, folks who want to give back to their communities, and they don't necessarily all live here in Holyoke. We are partnering right now with so many organizations that really want to help us play the level that exists when we talk about accessibility to resources. This gap that we have here in Holyoke, being an underserved community, schools who were under receivership since the year 2015 and now transitioning out of it. We have partnered with the Holyoke Public Schools. We are working with the organizers of family liaison members, and also we are partnering with Western Mass Food Bank, providing the family of our children at least some support when it comes to healthy food. And we can talk about, culturally oriented food as well as different kinds of meats. We have partnered with youth programming at the YMCA so that our children have space where they can go and not only come to Homework House to study and do their homework and then receive support in math, reading comprehension, and writing skills, but also find a space in which their bodies also find this movement and the kinetic energy that they really need to really achieve full development. We have partnered with Boys and Girls Club, an organization that is also a non-for-profit here in Holyoke that is willing to support our program, especially our summer camp program, providing us with healthy and fresh lunches and snacks. We are partnering also with Eagle Eye Project, directed by Kira Jewick in the Berkshires. And the Eagle Eyes Project is bringing our students that exposure to what really matters in this world, which is nature, how we should care for it, how we should love and appreciate that we're all connected and interconnected to Mother Earth, where energy comes, and how, as human beings, we should be more thinking not to destroy where we live, but to promote the health of the niche that we call Mother Earth. We are also partnering with Conservation Department of Massachusetts, and this is through Nancy Condon at the visitor centers in Holyoke. That person is in charge of coming to our program and telling the students, these are the tracks of the animals that we live with. Let us care for them. These are their, profiles. These are their beaks. These are their wings. And these are the tracks that they leave, especially in the winter time. So it's a program that I have been expanding ever since I started in August, because I think, and this is true for both of us, Mrs. Branch, I think that every child deserves a good quality education. They have the right to become human beings capable of not only nurturing themselves, but being able to be out there and say, I am too a member of this community, and I'm going to provide whatever I can to support, the nurturing of other communities and other children that might not have had the opportunities that they are getting here at Homework House. So this is pretty much in a nutshell what we do. I have to also add that when we start our program, the teachers are there, volunteers are there, and what we really have been able to achieve is that our students get it, that one-on-one support, that human relationship where they feel trusted, they feel heard, and they can advocate for themselves. And where together we are building, this trust and nurturing and caring community in which they feel safe to say, I don't know my multiplication tables. I don't understand the word, I don't know, luxury. I haven't been to the YMCA before. So it's that interconnectedness that we're trying to foster in our program that really, really matters when it comes to providing them with the best that we can. And everybody that participates in our program is also looking forward to coming back, to giving back, and also to receiving from our students and our children the best that they can. That's why Homework House is so important.
Oh, that's wonderful. And of course, you and I have had many conversations on my belief that each child is, you want every child to be educated to reach their potential, and everybody has different gifts. And I know that it is so important for them, particularly children that are coming from poverty-stricken homes and areas that have so many life struggles, to have an avenue to reach a level playing field. And I'm just delighted that you are at Homework House, and I'm delighted to know more about it. And I certainly want Solutions Rising to be used as a way to benefit Homework House and as a fundraising tool if you would like to do that. So now could we just talk a little bit about how many students and the hours they're there and what do they do?
So we currently have enrolled 58 students, and it's an open enrollment. Families move, other families come in, so it's always opening, that opening enrollments. The program opens at 2 p.m., but the children come to us after they leave school at 3:30 p.m., and that happens Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays, like today, schools in Holyoke have early dismissals, so they come to us at 2:30 p.m. Once they get into our program, they eat their snacks. All of them receive a snack. If we have the gym, available for us, they go to the gym, release some of that energy, for 20 or some minutes. And then they line up and go to their respective classes. First and second grade is in one class. Then we have third grade, fourth and fifth grade. We have tried to keep a cap of students per class so that whatever we do is of quality. So we have a maximum of 15 students per classes. And when volunteers and teachers and all of them get, in the groove of it, involved in what they have to do on a daily basis, it is an amazing experience to see. So they first of all have to do their homework if they come with homeworks from their schools. That's why it is called Homework House. Then after that, we have prepared already curricula to really focus on what really each student or groups of students need to target. As the program director, I am in charge of going to all the schools and find out if I have students that need accommodation and what the schools are doing to support those students. Once I have that information, then I create a curriculum, that is student-centered, focusing in their specific needs. Our students are struggling to perform at grade level. So what we do is to really focus on what they can do to be successful. And once they are successful in what they can do, then we step up the curriculum just to push them a little further up. And let us remember, this is an after-school program. We end the program at 6 p.m., but we also give the students time to go back to the gym, to move their bodies, to play their games and be children. It is a very fun program, but it's also a program that is trying to target not only the academic skills that they need support with, but also support them with, how to develop that social and emotional, and psychological skills and support that they need, in those areas. So it's a very day by day experience, and parents get involved as much as they can in the way they can, because it is also true that after-school programs provide support for parents that are working while their children are in school. And this is something that is very important in our city of Holyoke. We do have other after-school programs, but they are not free after-school programs. You have to pay for those programs. Ours is free, ours is open, and it's really supporting families who cannot pay for those programs, but yet find in ours a high-quality program, a program that their children want to come back to. And it is also true that we diversify what we offer. I was telling you, relating the amount of people we have been partnering with, and these are lessons and instructions and materials and new things that they are assimilating and receiving on a daily basis. So it's not only the instruction of the teacher, but it's also the support and all that these wonderful people are willing to come in terms of, here's another world for you. Here's what we want you to get exposed to. Let's see if this is perhaps your career path. Let's see how you get inspired, and tell a friend or a neighbor, I learned this today. How come you didn't know about this? But I want that to happen at Homeward House. I learned this at Homeward House. And this is what we really want to achieve in this place. That is so great for our neighbors here.
So you are also changing the dynamics in the families of these children, and giving them actually more than just a step up on a playing field. It's a level playing field, but also with the activities like the YMCA you were talking about, and the exercise. This is not just doing the homework after school. This is a whole group of things that are really supporting these students. And how do students apply? I mean, how do they become members of Homeward House?
Yeah, it's a very simple process. So we table at different events. It's me and the executive director, Dave Haslam. And we bring with us not only information about, literature, telling people what we are, who we are, but we also bring with us bilingual applications for families who might be interested, yes, in enrolling their children in our program. So, and also I have been to all of the schools that we work with, taken with me applications in case families were not aware that we were tabling at A, B, or C events, but then they have the possibility to enroll their children. It is by filling out that application through the family coordinator that every school has. Once that application is filled out, they let me know, please come and pick up these applications. I enter the students in our database, and then I call Holyoke Public School Transportation Services. And I have to just give a shout out to that department, because even though we are not part of the school system, they still support this after-school program by making of our program one more stop, as the students are brought to their different bus stops for their parents to pick them up. So they brought us to the program, and then the magic begins.
Well, this is just full of assets. And of course, something else which just really adds so much to your program is, I understand you have a summer camp from July 14th through August 14th during the hours of 9 to 3. You want to talk a little bit about that, please?
Oh, please. Yeah. I am so looking forward for that period in our program. It's going to be a 4-day, 5-week program, and starting from 9 a.m. through 3 p.m. We are delighted to already be working with amazing human beings that want to support this program and make it succeed. So we have to give a shout out to Beth in Williams.
That's Fair Service. Yeah.
Yes,
Master
she's
personal
going to support
counselor.
us with 5 days because it's going to be 1 day every week. So she's willing to give us 2 hours per day to help our children, teach our children, instruct our children to create, in the basis of interdependency, what are butterflies? What do they bring to the world? Where do you see yourself in this world? How can you transform yourself and be a transformative, force of nature, just like butterflies? She's going to teach them how to make stencils, and do these huge puppets. And this is in preparation for something else that is going to happen during the fall. We are partnering with Holyoke Media. Yesterday, I had a meeting with Mr. Luis Berrios, and he's the digital navigator in our city of Holyoke. He's bringing to our program not only the opportunity for our students to go and use their resources, but also bringing digital equity into our city and partnering with their parents so that they get not only courses, but also the devices, all the infrastructure that they need so that they can, succeed in this world of technology. We are partnering with, again, the Nancy Condon from the Conservation Department, and she is just making sure and looking forward to taking our students around the area so that they learn how to identify trees, how to follow a squirrel or any animal, how to make them, bring the names and pets, and also enjoy the water park that we have, that they have there, actually. We are partnering with, yes, Rachel, do you have another question for me? Because it's so much that is going to be happening during this summer program. And I will have to also reiterate the partnership that we have with Boys and Girls Club here in Holyoke. They will provide our lunches and our snacks.
Well, you let me segue into, you better come back for another program.
Sure.
Of course. We always lead into that.
Yes.
But I definitely want to make sure before as we are coming down to the end,
Yes.
that we highlight that if people want to contribute to Homework House, this will be on the screen, homeworkhouseholyoke.org. And they can go to that website and they can make contributions. And I just wanted,
right now, right now
it's on the screen right now, and it will continue to be on the screen. And I brought these two pictures with me today. This picture I have had, it came off the cover of an education magazine when I was at the Colorado Department of Education. And this is called the Banjo Lesson. It's a very, very prominent and important piece of art that I think I pulled that off a magazine and then eventually saw that in Stamford, Connecticut, the real painting. It's gorgeous, and of course, children are just so important in everything we do for them. So if people go to homeworkhouseholyoke.org, there are links so that you can contribute right on the website. Is that true, Dr. Caballero Roca?
That's correct, Mrs. Branch. That is correct. Please go to homeworkhouseholyoke.org. We are launching 2 campaigns, right? So the first one is the Spelling Bee that is going to happen May 1st at 7 p.m. at Open Square. Please come. It's a lot of fun. Support our Homework House program. What we do, it matters. It matters because we're trying to instill in our children and the families here in Holyoke that there are people who really care for them, that are willing to support their growth, and they're willing to really help them imagine a better future for their families and for their communities. Please support Homework House also. We're also selling T-shirts from the state police, and however amount they get, those proceeds come to Homework House. And all these you can find at homeworkhouseholyoke.org. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I must just say, it is very special to be able to highlight Homework House, and I believe you are a fantastic asset to its program, Dr. Gloria Caballero Roca. And once again, each time you join me on Solutions Rising, I'm filled with gratitude, and thank you so much. Learning about Homework House will benefit everyone in our audience and highlight how important, very important, educating our youngest children I'm looking at my verbs there, so very important for the trajectory of their lives. And if each one of us picked up one problem and solved it, imagine the incredible view we would all have of Solutions Rising. Thank you so much, Dr. Gloria Caballero Roca, and I hope everybody will go to homeworkhouseholyoke.org and contribute whatever you can and become involved. And I'm very grateful. This is a very special program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If each one of us picked up one problem and solved it, imagine the incredible view we would all have of Solutions Rising. Once again, thank you. Please be part of the solution.